Hello, Ann Arbor. SwagRight back again with another artist interview. This is our second artist interview, and today I am bringing you the lovely Josie G.
Hey y'all.
She is new to the local scene, so this is my introduction from me to you guys.
I'm very happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Now, let me tell the backstory on how I became aware of who you are. So I believe I was either at a 734 Saturday, maybe it was a dojo. I'm pretty sure it was a dojo. And shout out Kyle Love. He comes in and he's like, Swag, I got my friend coming up here. You gotta meet her. She's so dope. She sings. And I'm like, it's Kyle. So I know he not, some people be hyping their friends up.
You don't play around.
Hype my bestie up. But, I know it's Kyle, so I know he was talking the real deal. And then, you got on stage and did your thing. And I'm like, oh, okay. I like her. She dope.
Thank you.
And I'm like, I'm a hip hop artist, but I'm a huge R&B head, being from this area. Growing up on Motown and all the greats, like R&B is like my thing. If I could sing, I would sing, but I don't want to torture y'all like that, or pay $1 million to Mishka and Mello for that final mix to come out right.
I still feel like you over exaggerating on that because I've heard you hum. She can carry a tune.
I can carry a tune, but in my head, I want to blow. In my head, I want to go through some runs and stuff. So, the fact that I can't do that, I'm just like, I'm just going to sing with my core. That's what I do. But tell us a little bit more about, your background. I said you're new to the area. Mm-hmm. Where are you from?
So, I am from Benton Harbor, Michigan, southwest corner. So, right on the border of Indiana. Hate Notre Dame. There's a lot of Notre Dame fans down there.
No, we from Ann Arbor, so we don't mess with them neither.
We don't mess with them. I don't mess with them at all. But yeah, that's where I'm from. A little small town. You pass through there when you're driving through to Chicago. That's how most people know about it because it's like the only time you ever really hear about Benton Harbor. But born and raised there. All my family is there. Both sides of my family actually from Arkansas, but like my great-grandparents on each side migrated up to Michigan around like the sharecropping era or whatever. They just
like most of us got here.
Real facts. Yeah. And so that's just how I got there. I have moved around a little bit. I've lived in Chicago for a little bit, Detroit. I've lived in Detroit for a little bit. I actually lived in Ypsi for like, I don't know, maybe like 6 months or to a year or something when I was like 3 or 4. My mom moved up here to go to school. So
you got a little 734 roots in you.
I just like to think that I made my way back home.
Okay.
I love it here. I love living here. I relocated here like 3 years ago now. And my boo thing brought me here.
Shout out to Boo Thang.
Shout out to the Boo Thang.
Is he a native?
He is a Detroit native.
Okay.
Yep. And he also spent some time like in the Three Rivers, Kalamazoo area with his mom growing up. So yeah, I met him through his sister. I used to work at Whirlpool for like 10 years, like the appliance manufacturer, and they're headquartered in Benton Harbor. His sister worked there. We got cool, and he showed up to an outing that she invited me to, and it was like literally love at first sight. Like I never really thought that shit was real until I met him, and like literally time slowed down. It was like something out of a movie scene.
I'm a Libra, so I love stories like that. Love at first sight. It was like a movie.
It was like a movie. Like one of these days, I'm gonna have to sit down and tell you like the whole story.
So that's why you got all these inspiring little love songs and stuff. I can't wait for y'all to hear the album. The album comes out on February 22nd.
Yeah.
And we have an album release party at Ziggy's on the 23rd. Make sure y'all pull up on us. Yes. We got tickets on the Josie G website.
Yeah,
drop the website. Okay. We're about to go up. It's gonna be a good time. What other is it? It's not just me and you gonna be on stage.
No.
What other artists you got coming through?
We got Him Kong, aka Fo Did It, Notorious _ Von C. We got
Can't forget the underscore.
Can't forget the underscore.
We talked about it on the last artist interview episode. You can't forget the underscore.
Can't forget, and the placement of the underscore is also very important. I learned that the hard way. I put the underscore in the wrong place and got told about myself. Let's see, Jolene, you of course. I have Ronnie B coming through. We've done a song together, and if you haven't heard of Ronnie B, he's got a lot of good music. And then Mishka is going to be performing as well. She's going to be performing with Vanna, the song that they have out called Can't Take You Back. Kyle, of course, can't forget about Kyle. Kyle's the one who like connected me to all of these great, wonderful artists. So he's going to be performing as well.
Shout out Kyle.
Shout out to
The Chill
Kyle.
Place.
True's gonna do a song.
Okay.
Yep. So a lot of like very popular, prominent local artists that are going to be up on stage with me. So I'm really looking forward to it. And we're going to do an open mic. So if you're like, damn, I wanted to get on stage with Josie G and crew, you can definitely go to my website and sign up for the open mic and share your music with us. We'd love to hear it.
Hey, I love it. So I've spent a little time around you over the last couple months and you know, collabing on Feels Like. I'm very excited for that to come out.
Me too.
Y'all can get on our Instagram and our TikToks. We got little teasers that we're gonna drop.
Yeah.
So being a singer and a songwriter, not just one or the other, what do you feel like your experience is in creating?
You know, really, I try not to. I'm a little OCD, okay, and normally I like to really organize things, and I do kind of take a somewhat structured approach to how I write, but each song is different, right? Like sometimes the vibe of the song is gonna make you want to like sit down and be really deep and introspective and pull back some shit from your past you forgot was even there, and sometimes the music is gonna make you want to be like happy and fun and free flowing and just, you know, go off the top of your head. So every song is different. I will say one thing that I do like to make sure that I do is I like to write with pen and paper in hand. Yes, if I were to pull up my phone and I've let you see my notes, right? I have tons and tons and tons and tons of just like
artist
ideas,
life.
you know.
You don't want to lose your cell phone to all your good raps.
All of it. That's why I put
like
it in Google Keeps, because that way if you ever lose it, it's on the cloud.
Yep.
But so I do have like ideas there, but I really just love the nostalgia of like sitting in a cozy spot, getting a notepad and a pencil or ink pen and just writing.
Yep. I love that.
Yeah, that's how I like to, I do like to do that, but as far as like how I approach the writing process is different per song. But if I'm going to be collaborating with somebody, you know how we did, I really like to take the opportunity to get to know the person that I'm going to collaborate with and like understand what their backstory is, what their philosophy in life is, what they've been going through lately, and that gives us a way to connect, and that allows us to draw on some inspiration for how we want to write and collaborate together. So now that I know you a little bit, okay, when we're writing, I can kind of put myself in your shoes or perspective or think about like how might Swag react to this statement in our dialogue in the song. So collaboration approach is a little bit different than how I would approach things if I'm writing by myself.
I like that. You gave me space to talk my shit on that track. Get a little venting out and, you know, talk about love and loss and all the things that you go through when you're breaking up.
Yeah, because I mean, our art is our therapy, right?
I love a good breakup song.
Right.
And this is the first one I've been able to do. So, and it's the perfect time. We dropping it right after Valentine's Day. People gonna be breaking up, going into summer. Everybody wanna have a hot girl summer.
Right.
So, you wanna break up with your man? Stream that Josie G.
Right.
You wanna break up with your girl? Just play that Josie G.
Yep.
Skip ahead to the SwagRight part.
Just say it's a wrap.
Play it for her.
It's a wrap. Done.
Play the wrap it up music. So, like I said, I'll spend a little bit of time around you, and I feel like our musical influences are a little bit similar. So can you tell me a little bit about what inspires you musically, who inspired Josie G, who made you, who raised you in music.
Yeah, so I'm a church girl, born and raised Pentecostal apostolic, real deep heavy into the church until I got like, around 7 to 18. We started to wild out.
Everybody wild out about that time.
You know that, we want to go out and explore the world and shit. So, my music influences, I don't really have a frame of reference for like the stuff that everybody else was listening to around that time. Cause like y'all was listening to like, Keith Sweat and Ice Cube, Snoop, like all of them. I was listening to Kirk Franklin and Fred Hammond and the Winans and BB and CC and Virtue. So I will say like BB and CC are a big inspiration for me in my writing process because even though it's gospel, all of their music, like their early albums, were love songs to God. And if you were just listening to it, you would never have really known that that's who they were talking about. But that is really like one of my main inspirations for my love songs. Like they were a big influence for me growing up, listening to music, writing music. And they just have this concept of like love surpassing everything and just kindness and being good to one another just surpasses and heals all things. And I'm a huge believer of that. So that is one of my biggest inspirations. Now we talk about on the quote unquote secular side of music, as my family would say, Alicia Keys. I love Beyonce. I also love Jasmine Sullivan, Cleo Soul, Victoria Monet. Who else? Snow Allegra. So like a lot of the artists who are like when they're like vibey, laid back, like real soulful, nurturing.
But still, you picked everybody you picked can blow.
But yeah, they can. Yeah, they can. They really can. Oh, Kiana Lede, I love her. Justin Conrad, some of my influences for
That's
sure.
Dope. That's so dope. So, what do you feel about coming into the Ann Arbor community and well, before we get into that, let's talk about your background in music and where you've gone with your journey in music. You went to college, did the college thing. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so before I went to college, I wrote a lot of gospel music in church. Like I've got maybe about 2 or 3 like written albums and stuff.
Oh, you gotta pull that out.
I am planning on doing that. That's gonna be one of my next projects for like some of the TV and sync stuff.
See, I'll jump on a gospel song too. I'll rap about Jesus.
I'm down for that.
SwagRight is an equal opportunity rapper. I'll do any genre.
I love that.
Whatever you want to do, we can do it.
And I love gospel and Christian rap too. So yeah, I did that, and then I went to college for music. I do have a degree in music. I had been accepted into Carnegie Mellon and to Berkeley twice. And I ended up, life happens, ended up going to my hometown college and majored in music there. There was Steinway School, which is really cool. Is that everything we practiced on was a Steinway. It was amazing there. We got to play like the 11, 12 footer grand piano.
That's part of what I like of growing up in Ann Arbor is like you have access to all these university facilities.
Yeah.
And back in the day, it wasn't as locked down as it is now. Like post 9/11, like all the doors have locks on them. Like back in the day, it was really only like the dorms that you couldn't get into. And but you like there's pianos and all the student unions and all that stuff, so you could just go and jam. Or if you know a Michigan student, you can go to the studios, and it's just like a great community for access to things that the normal, especially people our color, we can't afford that.
Right. Yeah.
So it's just a blessing to just have access as a young Black person.
It really is. And my mom also, my parents are both musically inclined. My mom sings, my dad does too. And my mom brought me up listening to classical music. One of my favorite movies growing up was the movie called Amadeus, about the life of Amadeus Mozart. One of my favorite soundtracks ever. So a lot of my music draws on inspiration from classical music. I love old school jazz, like the 1920s, Fats Waller, Billie Holiday, Sarah Vaughan. Louis Armstrong, absolutely. So when I was in college, I played violin a little bit. I just recently started playing the cello. I was in jazz band when I was in college, and I also was in choir, so I sung classical and opera.
See, that's why we click. We very similar musically. Like elementary, middle school, I did cello.
Did you?
High school, jazz band.
Yep, see?
We on the same wavelength with this music.
We are in the same wavelength for sure.
Ann Arbor beats.
Feels like, baby, it feels like something's going on. Can we talk about it?
Here we go.
Just for a minute.